Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. I would like to thank each and every one of you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and donating to my channel. I really do appreciate all the love and all the support. And thank you for those of you who've been booking readings with me. It is truly appreciated, okay? So guys, your girl's Patreon channel is up and running. So if you'd like to support your girl, you'll be able to find a link in the description box below. I do post 2 exclusive videos per week, so go check it out if you feel called to. So as you guys can tell by the title of this video is going to be about what comes to mind when people mention your name. So pile number 1, you're going to be the Moonstone crystal. Pile number 2, you're going to be the green aventurine crystal. And pile number 3, you're going to be the amethyst crystal. So again, pile number 1, moonstone crystal. Pile number 2, green aventurine crystal. And pile number 3, amethyst crystal. So pause this video if you must and meditate on the card or the crystal that you feel most drawn to. You'll be able to find your timestamps in the description box below, and I'll see you guys at your pile. Hi Bawan, welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. So my pile number 1, you picked the moonstone crystal, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pile or previous readings, okay? So my pile number 1. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name, my pile number 1? Oh, we have the 8 of Cups. I heard emotionally unavailable, emotionally withdrawn, unapproachable. Like you have a barrier, a force field around you, strong boundaries I'm getting. What comes to mind when people mention your name, my pile number 1? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the indifference. Okay, you're indifferent. You come off as like you're bored or disinterested in people. That's what comes to mind when they mention your name. Like you're not interested. You're mostly like to yourself. You could be an introverted individual, so you may come off as uninterested, but it's just like you are an introverted individual, so you keep to yourself, okay? So what comes to mind when people mention your name? So we have the 10 of Swords. Ooh, tread lightly. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like with the 10 of Swords, I'm gonna like you have the tendency to cut off people without warning, or to walk away. You're not emotionally invested in people the way that they would hope you to be. Like you're not the one to be messed with. Like F around and find out. That's what I'm getting here with the 10 of Swords. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. And it's like, yo, don't mess with pile number one. Like, they will cut you off. Don't try to come and play in their face, especially if it's like people that want to take advantage of you, people that want to run games. So players type of energy, narcissistic people, or people that are very toxic. Like, they know to tread lightly with you, that you're not the one to be messed with, because you're going to cut them off without warning and you're not going to feel bad about it. What comes to mind when people mention your name is that you are somebody who is very successful. With the Sun card, you have a very strong personality or strong presence. Everywhere you go, people notice you. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. You are memorable. Okay, with the Sun card, people do pick up on your energy. People remember you. People remember things that you do, or like how you treat them. Like, it's memorable. I'm getting like you have a memorable presence. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like, they remember you in a high note, but they also view you and remember you as like somebody who's detached. With the Two of Swords and the Ten of Swords, like, you don't have a problem walking away from things, places, people that don't serve you. Okay, and you do so with quickness. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, Death card, transformation. So you could be a Scorpio here. What comes to mind when people mention your name is how resilient you are, how magnetic you are as well. With the Death card, like, you have a very strong, powerful presence. With these two energies, like, you're very strong, very magnetic. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind? Ooh, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Financial abundance, lucrative. Maybe you have a lucrative business. With the Ten of Pentacles, that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. I'm also getting like quality, impeccable. Yeah, quality, something to do with quality. What comes to mind when people mention your name is how you are of high value, high quality. Like, your products, your services, everything about you is high quality. With the Ten of Pentacles, what comes to mind when people mention your name? Ooh, we have the Empress. I'm telling you, something to do with quality. You have a memorable beauty, mesmerizing beauty, enchanting. With the Empress, you could be a Taurus or a Libra here. Or you could be a Libra, Scorpio, Cusper, because we do have Libra and Scorpio here. But your beauty is mesmerizing, memorable. There's something about you that you leave a mark on others. So people do remember you in a high regard, okay? But they just know that you're not the one to F around and find out, okay? You are not the one. You are definitely somebody who has, like, I don't know why I heard high honor with the Ten of Pentacles, because of like the quality of products or services that you provide. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Just one card, please. Just one card, please, Spirit. Just one. Yeah, that's too many. Just one, please. Thank you. Yeah, we have the Two of Wands. So with this energy, with the Two of Wands, I'm getting like what comes to mind when people mention your name is that you are somebody who is action oriented, who's goal driven. So that could also be people at your workplace saying these things about you when like your name is being brought up in conversations. It could be like people could be saying that you are somebody with the Two of Wands who have a lot of things going on for yourself, and then you are focused, you're dedicated, and you're action oriented, you're a great planner. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind? Just one card, please, Spirit. Yeah, 10 of Cups. We have triple 10. Maybe you see 10-10 often. But with the 10 of Cups, there's definitely that happy energy, happy memories, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name is that you have a happy disposition to you, or happy light, like you're very... like that's the magnetic energy that you possess is very contagious. Like people just want to like are so drawn to you. They want to, ooh, I heard they want to siphon your energy, so be careful with that. Like you rejuvenate people when they are around you. You give them this energy boost, like you're like a rechargeable battery. So just be careful, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, there's obsession because the Devil came out. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, people are obsessed with you. Obsessed with your energy. Obsessed with your light. Yeah, just one card, please, Spirit. Just one. Yeah, I see. There's some of them could be saying that you're guarded, because I just saw the 7 of Wands. Okay, just thank God. Okay, 1 card. 4 of Swords. Yeah, you have this layback 4 Swords type of energy to you. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. And you're not afraid, like, you know, with the 10 of Swords and the 8 of Cups or 2 of Swords, like, you're not afraid of letting people go and go on about your day. You're unbothered. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, how unbothered you are when it comes to other people and their shenanigans, drama. You're not involved in drama. You're not caught up in drama. You have the ability to walk away from drama like this, like in a blink of an eye, you're gone. Like somebody wants to start ish with you, you're not the person, you're not the one. You're not going to entertain that. Yeah, we have the 3 of Wands. You're just more action oriented or visionary. You take action. You are very structured and disciplined here. So what comes to mind when people mention your name? Just 1 card, please. Just 1. Okay, the Ace of Cups came out again. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups, very loving energy. There's somebody that feels like you think you're all that with the Ace of Cups, because you have a high level of self-love. You have high standards for yourself. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. How maybe like you're very strict about who you allow in your world. You have very strong boundaries here, my pal number 1. And that's why you're so comfortable walking away from things that don't serve you, because you know your worth with the Ace of Cups. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, is that you know your worth. Like you're not going to tolerate anything less than the best. And not only that, like if somebody is coming to you with some sort of nonsense, you're just not going to entertain it. Like you're going to walk away and then move on with your life like nothing happened with the 4 Swords. So what comes to mind when people mention your name? Just 1 card, please, Spirit. Ooh, your pressure. Somebody's stressed. They get anxiety when they're around you, or they feel inadequate. This is what I'm getting here. That's how. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. It's like they feel inadequate in your presence. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Because they're competing. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Ooh, 6 of Cups. You have this nostalgic vibe to you. This is what I'm getting here. Yeah, you have like this nostalgic vibe with the 6 of Cups. There's a memorable energy about you. That's why they're so drawn to you. Even though they hate on you, or they say that you made them feel some type of way with the 8 of Swords, they can't stop like watching you, or they can't keep away from you. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, 4 of Wands. Stability. You bring a lot of stability and abundance everywhere you go. So let's say, for instance, like you were at a job and then the people at your workplace were like maybe trying to intimidate you, bully you, or push you out of the work because they were jealous of you, intimidated by your presence. When you left, the company's business went down. That's what I'm getting here. Their business went down, and then like wherever you go, business tend to bloom. Okay, this is what I'm getting here with the 4 of Wands, and that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. You bring a lot of stability, you bring a lot of fruitful energy, abundance everywhere you go. Or it could even be, doesn't have to be a job, it could be friendships. Okay, whenever you are around, like, you know, the group of friends that you're in, people are striving. They could be striving off of your energy, or because they're imitating you, or they're learning from you. They're finding tips and tricks on how to improve themselves, so they apply those tricks into their life, and then they upgrade. But the moment that you remove yourself, your energy from that group of friends or group of people, community, like there is an energy of stagnation when you remove yourself from an environment. Okay, and that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like you bring a lot of stability and abundance, progress. Okay, what comes to mind when people mention your name? What do we have here? Yeah, 10 of Cups. You see that happy energy, that memorable energy. What comes to mind when people mention your name? 4 of Cups. Ooh, somebody's heartbroken over you. They feel like it's a missed opportunity. Yeah, there's like an energy of somebody feel like it's a missed opportunity. so what comes to mind when people mention your name? I'm telling you, Eight of Swords. Like somebody, every time like, you know, your name comes up, you give them anxiety, or they're anxious around you, or they're nervous. Like this person does not feel comfortable in your energy. They feel threatened by you with the Eight of Swords coming out twice. So when your name is being brought up in conversation, maybe people notice that this person may have a screw face. Okay, if you don't know what screw face is, it's just somebody who's like mean mugging you. Okay, that's what screw face is. That's what I'm getting here. Somebody could be mean mugging you every time your name is brought up, or like every time like they see you, they look annoyed. Okay, so what comes to mind when people mention your name? Page of Wands. Yeah, excitement, enthusiasm. Okay, you're enthusiastic here. That's what comes to mind. You're creative. When people mention your name, that's what comes to mind. Okay, what comes to mind when people mention your name? Just one card. Ooh, we have student. Humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learner. Yeah, learning. You're a student of life. That's what comes to mind. Like you're very sharp. You're a scholar. Okay, with the student card here. You're extremely knowledgeable, but you're not afraid of like always learning. So you could be a Sagittarius here for some of you, or a Gemini. Okay, so we have goddess, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. This is giving me the Empress energy. Whether you're a woman or a man here, that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like they view you as a goddess, a divine being, very sensual. Like some people are, they put you on a pedestal here. Okay, what comes to mind when people mention your name? Ooh, gossip. I'm telling you, I knew it with the Eight of Swords being out here twice. Awakens consideration for the feeling of others, honoring trust. Yeah, there's a lot of gossip when your name comes up. Like there could be like a specific person that really you really irritate this person. Okay, every time your name comes up in conversation, like people are praising you. That's the thing, people are praising you, but then this person has a screw face on every time your name comes up. Like, and then people notice that, like I said, like, and people may ask this person like, why you always get mad when we bring up pile number one? Like, what did they do to you? But because they don't want to come off as a hater, they just say like, they just like maybe brush off the conversation, or change the subject, or say like, or make up an excuse as to why they're screw facing. Okay, what comes to mind when people, yeah, you see, engineer, ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolution to common dilemmas. Yeah, that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. You're innovative, creative. That's that Page of Wands, like as I was saying, like you're enthusiastic, you have amazing ideas. Okay, and that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. And I feel like that's another reason why this person who's in the Eight of Swords energy doesn't like that. And that's why they're always screw facing when your name comes up. It's like they hate to hear people praising you. Okay, so that's all I have for you, my pal number one. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in my next video, pal number one. Bye. Hi pal 2, welcome to my channel. This is stellabeautytarot back at you again with another video. So my pal number 2, you picked the green adventurine crystal, and this is going to be your reading. Okay, so if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pal or previous readings. Okay, so my pal number 2, what comes to mind when people mention your name? Maybe some of you are Latin here. Okay, Afro Latinas or just Latinas. okay? Because I heard un momento. Like, that's what I heard. Oh my god. Okay, so it means one moment. I don't know, maybe you're putting somebody on hold or something like that, or maybe you're calling somewhere and like they have Spanish client service, customer service agent, and they're telling you un momento or something like that. Okay, so we have the Strength card, so you're definitely influential here. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, how influential you are, how powerful you are. Yeah, maybe you have some sort of influence in the Latin community. I don't know why I'm getting that. Or in your community, you don't have to be Latin, but that's just what I heard, like un momento, like. So yeah, yeah. And oh my god, I just heard por favor, like somebody saying please. What? Uno momento, por favor. Like what is going on? Yeah, you have some sort of like influence in your community with the Strength card. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, and your influence is extremely powerful here, and it's a positive influence because it's in a great light, because I feel like you're influencing the youth. You're making some sort of change in your old neighborhood. Maybe like your neighborhood had a lot of gang violence, and you're advocating for, like, you know, peace, or just like a more peaceful environment for the youth, or like something to do with the youth. Okay, like I said, it doesn't have to, you don't have to be Latin, it could be just within your community. So what comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, you're highly intuitive, receptive. Some of you could be tarot readers here as well. With the High Priestess, you're highly receptive. People respect your intuition. They respect your spiritual guidance. Some of you could be offering spiritual guidance to others, and people respect that. I don't know why I heard Santeria. Maybe some of you practice Santeria or something like that. Or like maybe your ancestors did. What comes to mind when people mention you? That's like Cuban. I don't know if Puerto Ricans, they practice that, but I know Cubans, they do. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Six of Cups. Yeah, like nostalgic memories. Yeah, like you remind them of somebody from the past. You remind them of like an ancestor or a grandmother or grandfather, or you're keeping the culture alive. I don't know why I'm getting that, guys. Like some of you, maybe this is what you like, maybe like your ancestors were shamans or something like that, or they were healers, and then you're keeping that culture alive in your community. You are the go-to person. You are extremely knowledgeable, so your family like there's something spiritual that was passed down to you, and that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like you are the go-to person. You are keeping the culture alive. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with like Santeria or anything like that. It's the heart of the person that's doing it, because like just like any tarot reader, there's some tarot readers that are of the light, and there's some that are of the dark, because of their heart, not the tarot itself. It's how they read the cards and how they use their gifts that determines if they're good or bad, not the gift itself. So like I feel like this is what comes to mind when people mention your name. Is like, yeah, because there could be like some sort of bad connotation with your spiritual beliefs, but the way that you practice it is of the light. You're not using your gifts to hurt other people. You're using your gifts to heal other people, and that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. What comes to mind? Yeah, you see the Queen of Cups. There's no ill will when it comes to you. With the Six of Cups, Queen of Cups, High Priestess. Some of you could be Cancer, Leo, Cuspers, don't have to be, but there's nothing evil or like wicked in your heart when you practice this, because you could use it to do bad. You could use it to hurt people, or you know, send them spells and stuff like that, but you're not doing that. You're actually helping your community. You're building some sort of like support system, spiritual support system for people that feel outcasted, or people that feel like they can't go to certain places in order to get the support that they need. And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name, because you remind them of like a grandmother that may used to practice that, or practice a spiritual belief that maybe today is frowned upon, and like you do it with love. And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like there's definitely an energy of respect. I can't make it up, guys. The Hierophant is something cultural, traditional. Okay, some of you, it could even be like Christianity or Islam, okay, because it's like just a spiritual belief. But I don't know why Santeria is the one that came to me, because it could be like somebody's ancestors or grandmother that wants to let you know that what you're doing is great. Like they like in the spiritual realm, you are being held in high honor, that you're being held, like you're being respected, and your ancestors are protecting you. So if somebody's trying to hurt you spiritually, you're protected because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're keeping the culture alive with the Hierophant. So you're being highly respected in your community. And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. It's like people are giving you praises behind closed doors. People are respecting your advice, because people come to you for advice. Some of you, like I said, it doesn't have to be spiritual. It could be religious, or it could also be cultural, maybe like herbal medicine. Maybe you're really good at herbal medicine or something like that, and people trust your judgment when they come to you for some sort of support. Okay, what comes to mind? Yeah, we have the King of Wands. You're assertive, confident, a great leader, a powerful leader. What comes to mind when people mention your name, my pal? Yeah, I see the Seven of Cups. Option, choices. What comes to mind when people mention your name is that you give them an alternative. Like that's why I'm getting like alternative medicine, because that's what the shamans were. They were not like the way they portray them today is not really who they were. They were highly respected in the community. That was before religion came about, okay? And there's nothing wrong with religion, but I'm just saying, like, before religion, in like specific communities, they had like a shaman where they used, that was like the doctor, that was the spiritual advisor, that was the healer. He was all in one, okay? And this person used to provide guidance to people, support to people. That used to be the medium, the connector to the spiritual realm. And with the Seven of Cups, what comes to mind when people mention your name is that you are that person to them. You're giving them alternative options with the Seven of Cups, where they're not limited to something that they don't feel comfortable or that they don't believe in. Okay, some people, they still want to go back to their traditional ways with the Hierophant, and they don't want to go to maybe new age stuff. Okay, and that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. You're highly respected, my pal number 2, more than you know, especially if you are into divination, spirituality, and you practice your ancestors' religion. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind? Just one card, please, Spirit. Just one. Thank you. We have the Eight of Cups. What comes to mind is that you don't let your emotions guide you. Like when you do something for somebody, you don't do it out of like emotional. It's more like you're more logical in your approach. You're unbiased. What comes to mind when people mention your name? No, that's too many cards. Just one. Yeah, we have the Wheel of Fortune. What comes to mind when people mention your name is that you are a gift from God with the Wheel of Fortune. Like, I feel like people come to you when they have all hope is lost. That's like the energy that I'm getting here. It's like, and you give them hope. You give them like courage to continue to fight on, especially when it comes to spiritual advice. Okay, yeah, you're disciplined, you're structured with the Chariot, you're determined. What comes to mind when people mention, yeah, Temperance? You're definitely a divine teacher, an alchemist here. Yeah, I feel like some of you could be into herbal remedy or Reiki. Some of you could be Reiki masters here. You're really good at reading energy. People come to you, maybe like specifically in your region or your culture, maybe Reiki was something that was practiced before traditional medicine. Okay, new age medicine, that's what I'm getting here. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Queen of Pentacles, very earthy, grounded energy, maternal, supportive. Yeah, like you're definitely being viewed as like the wise counselor, because we do have two teachers here. We have the Hermit, not the Hermit, sorry, the Hierophant and Temperance. They're both teachers. Like you use practicality and spirituality all together. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Just one card, please, Spirit. What comes to mind? Thank you. Yeah, Ace of Wands. Powerful, creative. You have even though you're still using your tradition, you have a creative way of implementing it with the two wands, the Ace of Wands. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Four of Pentacles, that you're a grounded individual, you're dependable, you're reliable, you're trustworthy. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, you're a dependable person. Yeah, that's too many cards. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Knight of Swords. Quick delivery, quick results, effective results. So whatever it is that you're teaching, whatever it is that you are providing, the service, the product is effective with the Knight of Swords. You're quick or you're a fast learner. Maybe like you're really young, my pal number 2. Maybe you're in your early 20s or something like that. And you've learned those techniques, this knowledge very quickly. I feel like it was passed down to you from like your grandmother or your grandfather, but heavy on your grandmother. Maybe both of your grandmothers from your dad and mother's side, they were both into spiritual healing and they passed down that knowledge to you. And then you've learned it very quickly and you're able to apply very quickly. You're successful. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Judgment card here. So you're a great judge of character. You're a scholar here. You're definitely a student of life. Fast learner. You have a lot of wisdom. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. You're wise beyond your years. Yeah. With the High Priestess being here twice. Yeah, that's definitely divination. You hold like you have some sort of like esoteric knowledge here. Like I feel like it was definitely passed down from your ancestors. And you're applying it and you're helping your community because of the people, the elderly respect you. Okay, your elderly in the community respect you for the knowledge that you have acquired. They learn from you. Even though you're younger than them, they still learn from you. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Didn't I say Hermit? Just one, please. Yeah, we have the Sun card. We have Leo and Cancer twice. Okay, Cancer 3 times and Leo twice. So you could definitely be a Cancer, Leo, cusper. Don't have to be, but you're very powerful here. What comes to mind when people mention your name is that you are very successful with the Sun card. You have a positive, like I said, a positive influence in your community. People praise you. What comes to mind? Yeah, Two of Wands. You're a visionary, action-oriented, a go-getter, a pioneer I'm getting as well. I got pioneer for pile number 1 as well. Okay. So what comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind? Wow, we have Father. Talent for creating and supporting life. Positive guiding light within a tribal unit. I can't make it up, guys. I can't. I'm telling you, in your community, you are being viewed in high regard. You are a positive guiding light. Didn't I say a positive influence? Yeah, that's how people, that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like you have a positive influence on the youth, on the elderly, like people in your age group, people that are a little bit older than you, like everybody in your community respect you. Obviously there could be haters here and there, but the majority of people, when your name is being brought up, it's like it's being held in high regards, high honor, with the Hierophant and the Temperance card. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have mentor, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. Guys, I can't make it up. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. We have father, we have mentor, and the Hierophant is the wise counselor. This counselor is a mentor, is another synonym for a mentor. Okay, what comes to mind when people mention your name? Okay, we have child, wounded. You know, it came out, but I put it back in the deck and it came out again. Awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. Opens the learning path for forgiveness. So there's definitely some sort of healing journey that you're on, or that you are helping people embark on, like you're helping them heal. And that's what comes to mind, like you're definitely that healer. I heard Chiron, wounded healer. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind? We have companion, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Yeah, you're definitely a companion for a lot of people. You are like, you listen without judgment. You have a lot of compassion in your heart for people. That's what comes to mind, and it makes sense because we have the High Priestess twice and we have the Queen of Cups. That's a very compassionate energy that you possess. Okay, so that's all I have for you, my pal number 2. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in my next video, pal number 1. Oh, sorry, pal number 2. Bye. Hi, pal 3. Welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. So, my pal number 3, you picked the amethyst crystal, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pal or previous readings, okay? So my pal number 3, what comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name, my pal number 3? Ooh, competition, my pal number 3. We have the 5 of Wands. You have haters. Big time haters. When I tell you big time haters, it's like they wanna crush you. That's what I'm getting here with the 5 of Wands. They see you as competition. When your name is being brought up, it's like a whole clique of people are screw facing. Guys, 5 of Wands again. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. 5 of Wands twice. That's the main energy. You're competition. You are the blueprint. You are like basically the person that people want to be better than, okay? You are that person. You are that guy. You are that girl. Whether you know it or not, or believe it or not, you are that person. For a lot of people, they see you as competition. They view you as competition. They view you as the op. Like, yo, well, every time you come around, like, people may screw face, but then they don't want to let you know that they have some sort of like ill will against you or ill feelings towards you because of like your light or because of like your skill sets, your talent, but you're definitely being viewed as competition. And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name, how they don't like you. And I'm sorry that I have to start the reading like that, but that's what I'm getting here. Like, people don't really like you, not because you're a bad person, but because you are so great. You have amazing qualities. You're very good at what you do. It could be people in your workplace, because I feel like this is like regarding some sort of skill set or talent that you possess. So if it's not people in your workplace, it could be people in your community, or people like, you know, it could be your neighbors. It doesn't have to be like people in your family or anything like that, but it could be like family members as well. But it's people that are around you, maybe not 24/7, but they have some sort of close proximity to you. And that's what happens. Like every time your name is brought up in conversation, it's like people are just not happy. Okay, you make them feel inferior. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Fool card. Like you walk to the beat of your own drums, you do your own thing. It's like I feel like you may not really socialize with these people like that. Whoever is talking about you, whoever is seeing you as competition with the Five of Wands, you don't really socialize with these people. So I feel like that's another reason why they may see you as competition, because it's like they don't know your secrets, and then they see you coming in with originality. We're coming in with your own, you know, your own thing, and then you just don't want to mess. You don't want to mess with them, or you don't want to hang with them. It's like, who do you think you are? But it's just like you mind your business, and you don't like that. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, you're a dedicated person. You're patient. With the Seven of Pentacles, you work on your craft. Like I feel like this is workplace related, okay? The people at your workplace always have your name in their mouth. Like 24/7. That's what I'm getting here. The people in your workplace. It's giving me heavy workplace. If you don't have like a 9 to 5 and you're a business owner, it could be other business owners within the same field as you that are talking like that. Like if you're a content creator, it could be other content creators that always link up together and always have your name in their mouth, and they see you as competition. You may notice that whenever you create some sort of content, you see this person biting your style. It could be like this person could be like, you know, speaking like you, using your same, like your vocabulary, okay, your words, like your little saying. Like maybe you have like a little, like a thing that you always say, like a saying, or like a signature thing that you always say, like a trademark. That's the word I was looking for, trademark or something like that. And they're trying to copy you or bite off your style. Okay, and even in the workplace, what comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, you see Eight of Pentacles. I'm telling you, you're dedicated. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, the High Priestess. You're highly intuitive, receptive. Maybe you already know that these people are already talking bad and crap about you with the Five of Wands. They didn't see you as competition, and they can know that you know that they see you as competition. And that they're, I feel like they're not even secretly competing against you. They're upright competing against you, because you could see the competitive nature when they come around you. And like maybe they try to like, you know, give you a backhanded compliment or undermine your accomplishments or make you feel small, like trying to make you feel small, but it's not working. Yeah, you see, they feel like you're a snob. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name with the Nine of Pentacles. You live a life of luxury, you're high maintenance, you're snobbish. That's what comes to mind. Like they feel like they need to take you down a notch. Yeah, with the Nine of Pentacles. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, like you're high maintenance, or you think you're all that. You're a snob. I'm getting like heavy snob, like somebody's like saying like, oh, I can't stand her, or I can't stand him. Your light irritate their demons, because we have the Five of Wands twice. Telling you. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, because you spend a lot of time alone. Like they say that you're a hermit. Or like, yeah, like you're a snob because you don't want to spend time with them, or you don't want to hang with them. You don't want to talk to them. It's like, okay, well, if you don't want to talk to people, you don't have to. There's no law saying that you have to talk to people. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind? Yeah, we have the Nine of Wands. Some of them, they feel like you're a show-off with the Nine of Wands because you get a lot of attention. Even though you spend a lot of time alone with the Hermit card, where you don't really socialize with people that much. And it doesn't mean that you're not a social person, but you prefer your own alone time. You prefer to be by yourself. You love being in your own company. There's nothing wrong with that. That's really healthy. Like if you don't like to be by yourself, like that's where something's wrong. Like you don't even like to be in your own company. That's kind of strange. And that's not healthy. But I feel like with you, my pal number 3, you enjoy your own company. You prefer to be alone. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot be around people. But I feel like your social battery is very low. And not only that, you're very picky with who you associate with, because of like maybe your resources, what you have acquired for yourself with the Nine of Pentacles. But I'm getting like people, what comes to mind when they mention your name is that they think that you're a show off with the Nine of Wands, because you get a lot of attention. You could be very attractive here. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, Three of Cups. You do have a happy disposition to you. It's not like you're not a deadbeat downer, okay? You're not like that. That's not what I'm getting here. But like, you seem to always be happy, in a good mood with the Three of Cups. It's just like maybe when people come around or come in with that Five of Wands energy, that destructive energy, that chaotic energy, it just kind of throws you off and you prefer to be alone. What comes to mind? Yeah, we have the Page of Wands. Very creative, charismatic, energetic. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like, they wonder, where do you get all your creative ideas from? How are you so optimistic? Why are you so upbeat? Like, they're wondering, like questioning when your name comes up, and that's why they see you as competition. Like, because like your ideas, your swag, your style is original. Like, it's very authentic. It's just you, okay? The way that you dress, the way that you carry yourself, maybe the way that you do your nails. Maybe some of you could do your own nails. Like, you may not be a nail tech, but you know how to do nails, okay? And then you could do your own nails, and maybe like you do it like you're very stylish with it. Like, you have your own thing. Maybe you have like a signature look or something like that, makeup look, and you always rock that makeup look, and they're wondering like, how do you do that? They're so pressed, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, you see, they're trying to say that you're sneaky. We have the Ace of Wands. I'm telling you, very creative. Even though they're hating on you with the Five of Wands and you want to compete, they cannot deny your creativity. And that's another reason why they're competing with you, is because like the Ace of Wands, that creativity, that the creative spark, that zest that you have, that pep in your step that you have that they do not have, that swagger. Okay, that swag, the way that you move, it's original, it's authentic, it can't be duplicated because it's you, it's your essence. And that's the reason why these people are so mad, because it's like, even if they try, it won't be like you because there's only one of you. Okay, what comes to mind when people mention your name? Just one card, please, Spirit. You see, Sun card. You could have Leo in your chart. It could be a Leo, Virgo, Cusper, or a Leo, Cancer, Cusper. I had Leo, Cancer in pile number 2 as well. Don't have to be. You could just embody that energy. You're very powerful here, enthusiastic. Yeah, we have Gemini, Virgo. So you could be a Gemini or Virgo. We have Virgo twice. So yeah, like very creative, powerful, magnetic, I'm getting, and innovative. That's what comes to mind. Yeah, like with the Magician energy, you can't duplicate a magician. You can't. There could be other magician, but there's only one, like one of one. That's not something that you could duplicate, because that's like innate. That's something that's inside of somebody. The Magician energy is not something that you could like duplicate or be like, oh, I want to have that energy. No, you can't do that with a magician. It's either you have it or you don't. That's what it is. It's something that is like God-given, not something that you could learn, okay? Like that you could go to school and learn. No, you can't do that with the magician. This is an energy that can't be, like, even if you try to transfer it or whatever, it's not going to work. It's not going to stick because it's God-given. It's like the person's essence. Okay, that's what it is. It's like you basically, the only way you'll be able to take it is like, you know, that soul swapping nonsense that people talk about. And I'm not saying that soul swapping is nonsense. It's just like, it is real, but like somebody trying to do the soul swapping is the nonsense. Like, you're trying to trade your soul with someone else that's not even yours. Like, it's God who gave this person this talent. And when you're trying to do that, you're going against God. That's crazy. Why would you even want to do that? You know, like, that's crazy to me. So what comes to mind when people mention your name? But that's the energy I'm getting here. It's like these people, that they're in that mindset, like where they want to duplicate your energy with the magician, but they can't. What comes to mind when people, you see, they don't want me to talk. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Oh God, they're mad at me for telling the truth. We have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, emotionally intelligent. Yeah, they know, because I feel like with the High Priestess, you know that these people don't like you though. You know that they're competing. It's not even a secret. Like some of you, it could be like family members as well. Yeah, we have the Sun card again. I'm telling you, they know that you have that power. You have that je ne sais quoi that they can't steal. Yeah, what comes to mind when people mention your name is that your reputation precedes you. You are who you really say you are. You are authentically you. And that can be duplicated. Yeah, like people like just, you know, when you are assigned to do a task by the Most High, that's your assignment. And when you try to like, it's like when you try to play God on someone else's life, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't even know like how to explain it, guys. It doesn't make sense for you to do that. Why would you want to go against God? Like, think about it. Why would you want to do that? Like, against God? Did you not hear what I just said? You want to go against God. Like, what? I don't even know what else to say. Like, just that should tell you enough. Like, come on, you know what I mean? I don't know, guys. Like, just these type of talks, like people that do stuff like that, I don't understand them, because it's like, why would you want to do that? Why? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Three of Wands. Like, you know, you're following your bliss. You're following your path. You're walking in your purpose with the Three of Wands. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. And these people, that's what they're saying. Like, you're walking in your purpose. That's at least one thing we could give these people, is that they know you are walking in your purpose. They know that you're doing what you are called to do. It's just that they wish it was them, or they want to take what you have so that way they can feel like they're like you or as powerful as you, because that's how they feel about you. That's what comes to mind. You see, the Empress. They view you as divine. They say that you're divine. You're the Empress. You're very creative, abundance. You're like beautiful here. But they just hate you. I'm telling you, they hate you. Unfortunately, my pile number 3. That's what I'm getting from these people. Because if you want to go all the way to that soul swapping thingy, like, yo, that's too much, man. Shit. That's too much. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, you see Two of Wands. You know where you're going. And you're unstoppable. That's what I'm getting here. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, like you're unstoppable. Oh my God. Like, ugh. I don't like that energy. I don't know why I keep getting it. Like, lately I've been getting that type of energy coming in the readings. Like, people coming in with that energy. Like, maybe they're going hard, maybe because it's the new moon eclipse. I don't know what's going on. The full moon eclipse coming up, or maybe that's why they're going crazy. Yeah, you see, divine, innocence, purity, redemption. Suggest a special connection with the divine. Guys, didn't I just say about your spiritual gifts, like something that is divinely yours, that is given from God, that you can't take? Like, oh my gosh. Like, you have to be deranged to really think that you can go against God. Like, something has to be wrong. And I'm not even trying to be funny. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have dilettante, the light in the arts without having to be a professional. Alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuit. I feel like they could be mad at you for having multiple talents, skill sets, okay, with the dilettante. Because we have the Magician here. The Magician is skilled at multiple things. And we have teacher, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skills, and wisdom. That's what comes to mind. Like, because they're learning from you. They're taking notes. They want to copy you and emulate you, but they can't. They can't do it like you. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have victim. Prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. Yeah, but I don't feel like they think that you're a victim, but they victim, like they are in the victim mentality. You make them feel like a victim. Like, you make that, like, when your name is brought up, it's like, why does it have to be pile number 3? Like, it's not fair. Like, I wish that was me. Like, why do they get to have these skills? Why do they have to be beautiful? Why do they have to be knowledgeable? Why did I, you know what I mean? Like, okay, let me just let me not go there. I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it. Oh my gosh. it's like so annoying. Okay, well, because God said so. Okay, that's why it's pile number 3. It is what it is. Okay, like, I'm sorry, but this is God's will. I'm not the one saying, I'm just the messenger. But if God chose pile number 3, then God chose pile number 3. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay, so that's all I have for you, my pile number 3. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pile number 3. Bye.